Hello, Guardians. Hope you're having a good day. And if not, don't let what happens at the start of your day affect the rest of it. I am here to give you a proper guide for the new Grandmaster on Europa. I think that this Grandmaster is extremely easy to complete, and I will plan to give you a guide that will give you more confidence to try it out. First is the build options. Starting with the Titan class, Strand Titan with Abeyant Leap and Banner of War for extra survivability is more than recommended. This build will help control adds around your teammates and even help manage those pesky unstoppable enemies intrinsically. For Warlocks, you got tons of options. You have the Cenotaph mask that helps to produce an excess amount of heavy for your team, and if they get scavenger mods, they'll be hard pressed to run out of ammo. This will allow them to have more than enough heavy to use as if it were a special weapon. Next option is Phoenix Protocol, which allows for constant uptime of well. This allows Warlocks to play more of an anchor role, as well as produce orbs for your team. Next is Arc Soul Warlock with Geomag Stabilizers, an amazing add clear option that could also perform decent single target damage. Finally is Hunter, and for Strand, you have Sotarachne's Facade. This combo provides damage resistance and extra movement for you hunters. Next up, and something that I truly recommend that you bring, is the Void Hunter with the exotic Orpheus rigs. Being able to chain your supers back to back has never been easier on Void Hunter, and Phoenix Protocol makes that effort even easier because of how absolutely crazy their uptime can become. Lastly is Omnioculus, which is the decent choice if you want to anchor your team for more stable runs. Next up is loadouts. First up is a kinetic slot, and in no particular order, my recommendations are for Arbalest for easy shield break, Wishender for infinite barrier disruptions in range, Quicksilver Storm for anti-barrier and strand synergy, and Riptide for anti-champion aspects. With that, however, any scout and any fusion will also be fine if you don't have any anti-unstoppable options in the energy slot. For our energy slot, we have two exotics, Vex Mythoclast for the frequent unstop, and Wicked Implement for unstops and stasis synergy. Symmetry is also an amazing option since it is arc, and so is Iterative Loop. But if you have an anti-barrier already, any fusion or scout will do the job. As for our power slots, any rocket will get the job done, especially if you have a player with Cenotaph on. Retrofit Escapade is also an amazing choice for ad clear and ammo economy. Apex Predator is a best in slot option for people who want a high damage rocket. Yellerhorn is an amazing pick to use in correspondence with other rockets, though if you want to use linears, Cataclysmic and Storm Tracer are an awesome in-slot option for it. For the interest encounter, it's fairly easy. Stay behind cover, dodge those perimeter systems, and if you have an Invis Hunter on your team, just go Invis, kill the Knight, and you will see yourself inside of the Atrium Lab. If you don't have a Smoke Bomb or an Invis Hunter on your team, you could just go and slowly hide behind the rocks, clear out adds, then kill the Knight, and then go in regardless. Since there is an ammo crate nearby, and if you do have a rocket and a Gjallarhorn on your team, feel free to use them. The ammo loss right here won't matter nearly as much as it would if that ammo crate wasn't present. And we get them after each important encounter anyways, so keep it up, blow them up, and then go through. You can see in this gameplay that I perform these actions quite easily, and I'm able to make space for my team to easily go through and enter and start the encounter. Now is where things start to change. You are now finally within the Atrium encounter. If the area is giving you too much problems, you can hide behind the cubby hole until enough adds are dealt with, and then you can slowly make your way up upon the near small cover areas. If you have a Cenotaph Warlock on, they should point their weapon at the barrier champion, where then you and your team will focus fire and make quick work of them. Then you will slowly clear out adds, and then repeat the process for the next barrier champion on the right. After those two barriers are down, make sure to clear out the adds at the upper podium. Once adds are clear, you can slowly make your way up on the podium. By this time, one of your warlocks should have a well, but if not, or you're not running a team with a warlock, you can play around the Cryptolith as extra cover. If you're a shadow shot hunter like me, then I recommend that you aim to hit the middle with the tether. That way you'll catch the most enemies within your tether and help build orbs and super for your team. Then you should very carefully hammer down the boss. Shadow shot makes this job a lot easier. Be careful with it, and please do not jump in the air with that shadow shot animation. You will get gunned down. Next up is the third and final barrier in the Atrium. Burn it down, and congratulations, you're on the next area. Next up is the third and final barrier in the Atrium. Burn it down, and congratulations, you're on the next area. There's a lot of ads and enemies near the hallway. Slowly but surely clear them up and beat them down, and you will make it towards the station. If you are well, I would strongly recommend that you put it in this area near cover. That way you can strafe in and out of safety. As for Night Stalkers, if you put your Night Stalker arrow right where I placed it, you'll have an easier time getting your super back, as well as tagging most if not every enemy there, with the exception of the Unstoppable Ogre, but you are protected by a well, so you should quickly make quick work of the enemies, then focus on the unstop at hand. I would still love to say that having a Cenotaph Warlock in this run made it exceptionally easy to manage, so your results may vary. Next up is making quick work of the enemies, then the barrier champion, and then the snipers. Then afterwards, you will see 2 unstoppable ogres, stun them accordingly, and get rid of them as well. Next part is where the area will ramp up in difficulty. Focus your efforts on the Death Tongue Coister, and then shortly after, the Shriekers. Next up is to manage and take out the barrier champion. Or in this case, let it do the job for you. Anyways, take out the next barrier and slowly move up to the unstop, clearing as much ads as you can in the way. Once the ad clearing is done and secured, use whatever is left over to deal with the unstoppable champion and move up on your way. Now you're at where Clovis is. Please respect the lasers, they will kill you. And then slowly make your way up towards the area. There will be 2 barrier champions near the end of the entrance. Deal with them fast and deal with them quickly. Take your sweet time slowly blowing through the enemies in the area. Play it safe and slowly comb through the enemies that are present. This battle is basically a war of attrition, so treat it like no other. Play it safer than your opponents, and you will be on your next way towards the bunker. Once you're at the submine door, you can slowly climb up top to get the first core and help breach the submine door. This first core will not be enough, so you'll have to send 1 more person out there to go and grab the other core. Whilst they do that, my recommendation is you stay up top and you damage from above. When you get the second core, the middle enemies will despawn and you'll be able to break the last runes. And after that, it is down to the boss. You and your team should pick a safe place. We had picked under the stairs here because there is a lot of cover for us to use. That way we can manage our enemies from a much safer distance. Now for my Tethers Hunters, I would recommend tethering the ads instead because you'll get more mileage. This boss likes to teleport and kind of ignore your debuff, so you're better off getting more value being safe and shutting down your enemies whilst providing orbs for your teammates. Once the boss is finally at half health, it is Orbin time. Get a person, preferably your Invis Hunter, to go grab the orbs that are defeated by dealing with the fallen captains with rockets. Once grabbed, the Hunter will go Invis and slowly creep along the enemies safely as possible. Repeat this result 5 times and it's back to the boss. Deal with the boss slowly and carefully with your damage of choice and play your life. You will get him down eventually. After that, enjoy your loot and hope you get the god rolls that you have. But with that said, this guide is over. Hope you enjoyed. Like and sub. Have a good one.